guys? Welcome back to the Laker family, where the Lakers bounced back. They ended their four-game losing streak. I am so happy and ecstatic to finally get back in the winners column because it was becoming mentally draining watching the Lakers suffer like this. They had just been playing with no effort, no heart, no tenacity, no emotion, nothing. But tonight, it felt like with the return of Dennis Schroeder, it just injected a new life into this team. Um, the guys looked like they were fighting. They were in tune. They were paying attention to detail. Just playing with full ball of energy. And I love to see that tonight from my team. And that's all we've been asking for. That's all we've been asking for. We know it's still kind of early in the season, and it's nowhere near playoff time yet, and the games are not as magnified just yet. But still, we don't we do not like to see lackadaisical, poor effort, no matter what time of the season it is. You know what I'm saying? You probably can get by with some decent play, but just piss poor trash going out there just laying eggs. No, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. Tonight they were a complete mirror of what they have been playing these past four games, and I loved every minute of it. Now I will say the first quarter did have a little bit of sloppy play on our part. We were kind of turning the ball over, and we kind of looked a little bit out of sync, which is to be expected when you're bringing another player back into the mix. Guys are going to have to kind of get back comfortable in their roles again, and we still are not complete with Anthony Davis still out. But with that being said, I felt like there was still a little bit of miscues, especially that first quarter. There was not. They were letting Damian Lillard get loose a little bit too much there. I think he had like 15 points in the first quarter alone, like 20 in the first half. You know what I'm saying? That was not a good look on our defense to start the game. But I felt like the second half is probably the best defensive. It was probably the most great that we've looked defensively since Anthony Davis had went down with his injury. So I was it was a pleasant sight to see that second half, the way we just locked down. Nothing came easy for Damian Lillard or any of the other Blazers. Gary Trent Jr., he started off the game hot, ended up locked down for the rest of the game. I think he shot like 1 for 11 from 3, 2 for 11 from 3. And then it was like 8 for 20 overall. And then we also mixed it up on Damian Lillard. Second half, we gave him a different look. We started blitzing him at the half court line to keep him from hitting those patent logo threes he likes to take. And they were kind of out of sorts at that point. Nobody else knew what to do once we kind of took the ball out of Damian Lillard's hand. And people might look at the stat sheet and say, well, Damian Lillard had a good game. He had 35 points, blah, blah, blah. But no, if you've seen what Damian Lillard has been doing to other cats, no. This was like a sleeper game for Damian Lillard for what he has been doing all season to other teams around the league. And plus, we made him work. I think he shot like 11 to 24. That's not a great percentage. So we made him work for everything outside of that first quarter. We made him work for every single thing after that. And that's what I like. We made that adjustment, and we learned and started paying attention to detail, and then that's when you started to see our lead expand there. Now, I can't go too long without mentioning my man LeBron James. He looked good tonight. The last couple of games, he had kind of been looking fatigued, tired, and it was kind of showing in his stats as well with his percentages and his turnovers was going up. He was breaking threes at a high rate. But tonight he looked poised. He let the game come to him. Nothing didn't seem forced. He was getting guys into the game, assisting these long court touchdown passes. He was doing everything tonight. He was even doing it on the defensive end. I think he had like 4 steals, 3 blocks, to go along with 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 28 points. That is a hell of a stat line, and that is something that will get you injected back into a MVP race. Right now, I still believe that Joel Embiid has taken the #1 spot as far as that race. But a game like this from LeBron James can help catapult him back into that, the #1 and #2 spots in that race. Other than that, the rest of the team, man, Dennis Schroeder made the world of a difference tonight. He also was a catalyst of making Damian Lillard work on both ends. Damian Lillard could not go for these 40-point, 50-point nights because he had to work so hard on stopping Dennis Schroeder on the other end. And Dennis Schroeder was also a pest defensively on Damian Lillard. You could tell he was kind of getting under his skin there. Damian Lillard started kind of complaining and whining there to the referees for calls, trying to lunge himself into Schroeder and get some cheap 3-point play calls or what have you. But Dennis Schroeder played smart, kept his hands off, but remained a pest and kept him frustrated, especially that second half. Kept that man frustrated. And he had Schroeder chipped in with like 22 points. Boy, did we miss Schroeder. I'm so glad to have him back. He made a world of a difference. It's amazing how 1 or 2 players can totally affect or change the look of your team. And, people that was not giving Schroeder or Davis enough credit, they are now having to eat their words now. Because now you can see how important a player is when they're taken away, and how bad the team looks without them. That actually elevates their value. And so now we're seeing how important and how blessed we are to have Dennis Schroeder on this team. Wesley Matthews still was kind of a non-factor. I was kind of still upset that Frank Vogel elected to go with him first over THT, but I did like the way that Frank Vogel cleaned that mistake up by not even really bringing Wesley Matthews back in the game and played THT a little bit more in the second half. So I got to give Frank Vogel credit where credit is due on that. Kuzma, hustle man. He only had 4 points, but he's did everything else. He had 11 boards. I can't count how many times he gave us extra possessions, even when the game was kind of still hanging in the balance there. Those second and third attempt opportunities that he was giving us was big. They was crucial. I still felt like he kind of gave up on a little. He passed the ball up a little too quickly sometimes on certain possessions. It was one possession I was laughing because he did not want to take the shot. He kept passing it back to Schroeder. Schroeder was like trying to give him the ball so Kuzma can get himself going, and Kuzma passed it back to Schroeder like, no, you do it, which could be still looked at as the smart decision at the time because Dennis Schroeder had the mismatch on that play. So I guess Kuzma was in the mind frame of, no, you got the mismatch. But I still would like to see a more assertive Kyle Kuzma as far as on the scoring aspect side of things. Who else am I missing? Gasol didn't really get a lot of minutes. I felt like he played smart tonight. It wasn't nothing spectacular, but he played decent tonight. I wanted to see our new acquisition that Rob Pelinka signed on a 10-day contract, Damian Jones. I don't really know too much about him, but I did watch some highlight clips of him earlier, and I have to say that I'm very, very intrigued. He looks very athletic. He looks like a good shot blocker, but we can't really tell until we actually see him out there on the floor. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that we have found a diamond in the rough of a backup center. To give Gasol some support there at that position. Um, who else am I missing? We got Caruso, Caldwell Pope. They didn't do anything spectacular offensively tonight, but they, as well as Dennis Schroeder, played a huge part as far as stopping Damian Lillard tonight. And I felt they played smart. Caruso was making a lot of hustle plays tonight, a lot of deflections, a lot of steals, getting out on a fast break. We just played. We looked gel tonight. And Montrezl Harrell, I can't forget about Montrezl Harrell. Beast mode. 17 points tonight. Banging on the boards tonight. Him and Schroeder, they seem like they just click well together. For some reason, they just seem like they just click. And the big three tonight, as far as scoring punch, was LeBron, Dennis Schroeder, and Montrezl Harrell. And we needed all of that, man. We looked good tonight, and this was against a legit team. So we see now that we can do it, especially now that we have Dennis Schroeder back. Let's keep this thing going. I think our next game is against the Warriors. We got to get our revenge because y'all know how we ended up giving that game away. We were beating them like a drum, and then let Steph Curry get hot, and he got back into that game. He got helped bring them back, and they won that game. So let's get revenge there. Take care of business Sunday. But that's all I have for today, guys. And as always, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting. I love y'all. If y'all haven't subscribed yet, please do so to help this channel grow a little bit more, to help not only support me, but support Laker Nation. And I'll see y'all guys next time. Peace.
Life in the fast lane, moving at the speed of life, and I can't slow down. Only got a gallon.